What you're about to hear will sound very bold, but it's true. America is hiding some dark secrets from its own people, and its own educational system is covering up crazy lies. Night Fam, get ready as we expose the horrible American history never taught in schools. See, most people across the world have been taught about America's glorious image, the land of the free, the country of unlimited dreams, the big savior of other nations. But wait till you hear about America's hidden cruelty against Asians. During World War II, US President Franklin Roosevelt ordered 127,000 US citizens to be imprisoned. Their crime was being Japanese. Turns out the US government feared that Japanese Americans would remain loyal to Japan. So despite the lack of evidence, women, children and men were put in concentration camps. Many died of poor living conditions, while others were shot for allegedly resisting orders. And America's horrible treatment of Asians didn't end there. Because for more than 60 years, its government also made the Chinese suffer. It created a law that banned them from coming to the country, and those already living in the US were forced to leave in the most brutal way. Some were forced to walk for 225 kilometers to the railroad, while the unlucky ones were tortured and killed.
It's probably why we've forgotten it, because it is so outrageous. Many Americans today cannot believe this happened. How could this country, in its culture, in its politics, in its economics, do what it did against a whole class of people?
But it wasn't just the purge of Asians that was left out in the books. History classes also failed to talk about the horrors of the Red Summer. Back in 1919, white Americans saw black people as competition for jobs, homes and politics, so they killed them in unimaginable ways. Hundreds of African Americans were burned, shot or beaten to death, while thousands of them saw their homes being set on fire. So despite being one of the bloodiest racial violence in the US, why was this horrific past missing in most American history textbooks? Well, historians say the answer is rather simple. It doesn't fit the neat, noble narrative of a great America. Now, it's one thing to have dark secrets, but wait till you hear about the deception too. Because if you ask high school seniors what caused the American Civil War, only 8% of them will get it right and answer slavery. The rest will probably give you a watered down answer of state rights. And that's exactly what the US government wanted to happen. Likely ashamed of its past, it only approved textbooks that painted a less harsh image of America. Of course, it didn't help that the country's founding father, Thomas Jefferson, the same guy who wrote the US Declaration of Independence and fought against slavery, was a questionable man himself who owned over 600 slaves.
Textbooks are written and edited for states. The state has a final say on what is on the textbooks.
Simply put, the US government has people who monitor the books used in public schools. These officials in charge have the duty to reject history books that challenge historical lies and omissions, because they believe that too much information would only further divide people based on race. But Night Fam, Project Nightfall believes that it is only by acknowledging your dark past, not by forgetting, not by downplaying, not by deception, and certainly not by continuing to cover up lies. So, if America wants to truly call itself the land of the free,